A very good evening to all our viewers. Welcome to this Thursday's edition of the Evening Review. My name is Evangelical, your host. Let's look at some of the headlines in Friday's Namibian Sun. Swanu president hangs on to parliamentary seat. That is Dr. Tangeni Yambo. We know now that Evilastus Karonda has been elected as president of the party, but we've learned now that he will not be going to parliament despite being president. In other words, Dr. Yambo will continue to occupy that seat until elections are held in 2024. Nanso Congress kicks off. That is in Windhoek. President Hage Geingob officiated at the event. Many SWAPO party senior members were in attendance this morning when the Congress kicked off. A lot of these ministers and government leaders were products of Nanso themselves, so they went to witness this transition. And woman fakes pregnancy to con boyfriend. That is again one of the stories in Friday's edition. This is a woman who appeared in court on Thursday for faking her pregnancy, and the boyfriend has been footing bills that essentially did not exist. Tonight on the show, we are welcoming back Bishop Lukas Katenda of the Reformed Evangelical Church in Namibia.
Evangelical Anglican Church.
Yeah, Anglican Church, so sorry.
Yes.
Thank you, Bishop, for the correction. Yeah. So Bishop has been making headlines in the past couple of days. He has expressed views that are found to be unpopular in some circles, controversial in some, and the Bishop is here to just expand on those views. Welcome again back to the show.
Thank you very much
Yes.
for welcoming me.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to your questions.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bishop. I think the first question really is, last week, I don't know, again, you and I were talking before we started recording about how the media sometimes also portray things that, or maybe blow things a bit out of proportion, but that will be for you to say. You said that you are supporting Honorable Elma Dienda of the PDM, who said in Parliament recently that there's no such thing as rape in marriages. What are you supporting in that statement?
Right. I think we have a serious confusion in Namibia.
Yeah.
And we have also the clash of ideologies.
Yeah.
Honorable Dienda is a Catholic.
Yes.
We must not forget that. And she has been a leader in the Catholic women movement there. You know the moral position of the Roman Catholic Church on marriage, on abortions, on contraceptives, and all these things. The Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, is very consistent on those. And you expect all good Catholics to have some kind of views that are aligned with their religious position.
Yeah.
Then again, remember from the Protestant point of view, we believe in theocracy. All the things I do or I say is somewhat aligned to what God wants.
Yes.
And on that level, I cannot change.
Yes.
I can see where some people are speaking from a liberal point of view, especially the liberal feminists point of view or feminism, where people are happy to sing the chorus that marriage is the cave of rape.
Yeah.
Without distinctions, which marriages are those? Because in my view, you have the healthy marriage, a lively marriage, a marriage that is inspiring, and whoever come across it wants to be in a marriage like that. And there are sick marriages, and there are also dead marriages. Which marriages in which rape is celebrated? I cannot understand that a very healthy husband with a healthy wife properly base their marriage on proper foundations. And they talk about all kinds of things in their home. Their sexual policy is very clear. They are happy, they are cooperating, they are loving, they are supporting, they are caring for one another. Where is rape coming from?
Yeah.
That's my question.
Yeah.
Unless you are telling me some crooks who are in marriages and they do not belong there. They belong to jail, not in marriage.
Belong to jail.
Yeah.
But do you understand, Bishop, the context? This thing was in Parliament.
Yeah.
And people were debating the rape amendment bill, if I'm not mistaken. And they were talking about the realities on the ground, the reality on the ground. And that is to say that rape can actually occur between married people. That was the debate. To say, for example, I'll paint you a picture. A drunkard husband who is maybe also cheating on his wife. It can be either way. It can be a woman or man. But a spouse who abuses alcohol and is cheating on the partner, is not faithful, and maybe spend an entire week outside the house sleeping around. And then the one that is at home, the spouse at home, fears, for example, that when the other one comes, even the prospects of infections with STDs and everything like that are a reality. When this one returns home a week later, then this one says, look, I can't engage in sexual intimacy with you because I don't know what you've been up to or who you've been sleeping with and stuff like that. Then the other one continues, grabs this one, undresses them, and like that, and have sex with them. That is rape. And the MP, Honorable Dienda, says no. At the altar, when you said I do, you have already consented to sex going forward. That cannot be correct. The scenario that I painted now is very, very dangerous. And she said it doesn't exist.
My friend.
And you say you support her.
My friend, you have expounded my position.
Yeah.
A drunkard husband. Is that a husband? A cheating husband. Is that what husbands are and should be? We must not mix things. Crooks in marriage cannot derail the original intention of marriage. On that level, there's no marriage in what you are telling me. There's no marriage there. But where a person goes and drink and comes and forcefully rape his wife or whatever the case, I don't think this is marriage. It must end immediately.
But that is where the problem is, Bishop Katenda, because so there are people who are enduring that kind of situation on a daily basis. But once they go to the authorities, the police or their leaders, including yourself as a church leader, and say, look, I have this kind of situation in my household, they are turned away and say, no, if you have that kind of activity with your husband, it can never qualify as rape. That is very dangerous.
I don't know who keeps saying that. Somebody told me that the church tells people to remain in marriage even when it is dangerous. I said the church is not responsible for marriages.
Yeah.
In a sense, couples are. This is your home. And we must base even our theological understanding on a proper biblical application. Home is a fundamental unit of the society. And who is in charge of the home are the couples. The couple must make sure that their family is healthy. When it is not healthy, in my view, and it is unredeemable, broken beyond repair, why should we keep it?
Yeah, but that is where the problem, you see, Bishop Katenda, your view, I understand it. What I found problematic personally, and I don't know about others, personally what I have found problematic in your pronouncement is when you say that you support Elma Dienda's position. Elma Dienda is not saying exactly what you're saying now. You are saying at least that this reality, such a reality is there, that you have drunkard or infidels in marriages who engage in those activities, and that should be condemned. She's not saying that. She is saying...
No, you have not given her a chance.
No, she was on this platform. Okay, no. She was here for something else.
Yeah.
But she has been on record in the papers, widely, even in today's paper. She is saying she's unapologetic because she believes that any sexual activity between married people is consented to already.
No, I understand her. From conservative point of view.
Yeah.
Between a healthy husband and a healthy wife in a relationship, my friend, there's no possibility for rape even to attack them. Where does it come from?
She's not talking about healthy. That is where the problem is.
I spoke to Mrs. Dienda. I know she doesn't speak about marriages that are troubled. She has on the back of her mind the real understanding of marriage. This is what she's talking about. She's not talking about broken marriages. The real understanding of marriage, the real practice of marriage, there is no rape. It should not appear. When it appears, immediately somebody must be arrested. And immediately somebody is arrested, that marriage is now damaged beyond repair.
Well, in a healthy, let's confine ourselves for a moment to a healthy, functioning marriage.
Yeah.
The issue of consent, does it exist? Let me say you are happily married, both of you.
Yeah.
Consent, is it still a foundation there?
Why not? Why shouldn't there be consent?
Yeah.
As far as those of us who have done a little study here and there about sex and application of sex. Sex is not something you just wake up and then you start doing sex.
Yeah.
Sex is prepared.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you are neat, you are tight, you are ready.
Yeah.
What is this? What you are telling me is the forceful something.
Yeah.
A person who jumps on his wife.
Yeah.
How can you do that? And you still call yourself a husband? You are identifying the marriage. Come out of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They must come out and they must be arrested.
They must be arrested.
They must not be married.
We go for a quick break. Don't go away. We continue with Bishop Katenda. Now, Bishop, there is the issue of consent. I still want you to engage you a little bit on that one.
Wow.
So, consent, what does it mean actually? Because I have said to people on my other show last week Sunday that consent maybe is a bit simplified also, because in technical terms, consent means asking, can we have sex? And the other person says yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that is not how, conventionally, that's not how people have sex. You don't talk to each other, you just
start
do it. You just
being
do it.
funny with each other.
Exactly. So in the true sense of the word, in your understanding, how must the issue of consent be handled, especially in a functioning environment? We're not talking about now rape.
Yeah.
In a marriage, how do you get consent from your spouse?
It is more emotional and psychological than it is about spoken words.
Yeah.
As I have mentioned, that the psychology of sex and the practice of sex are very complex, and they will be different from couple to couple, especially now that we are discussing in the context of marriage.
Yeah.
And whoever initiates the move that tonight we are going to enjoy each other in terms of our sexual life, we must understand the male response to sexuality and female response to sexuality.
Yeah.
Male response is known to be very quick and almost spontaneous in many respects.
Yeah.
But for the ladies, for the women, it takes a little bit of time. And when it comes to the question of consent, it should always, in most cases, women must be giving you a signal that I am ready for that encounter. And to the point of the actual intercourse, you must only be able to do that when she invites you. And that invitation does not really mean she will say, okay, you can now start. You have to read her body, her emotions, and her psychology to match the physical readiness. That is what it means. And that's why I say, if marriage does not follow the protocols of how it should happen, I mean, sex does not follow the protocol, then that is rape. Rape must be rooted out of marriage. Abnormal practice must be rooted out of marriage. And I have read the mind of Mrs. Dienda. This is her mind. I do not know why people want to make it look as if, there's rape in marriage. Okay, there's rape in marriage. It's fine. Then what? We cannot glorify this evil. we must say there's rape in marriage in some sick marriages. So as I keep on saying, we must therefore help them.
Yeah.
So that it is back to the normal way of how sex must be done with consent.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's not a consent that is written. It's not a consent that is spoken. But as I said, for the male part, you must always read, properly read the lady if she is ready for encounter. If she's not, you will end up raping.
Yeah.
That is what I think people are saying.
Yeah,
but they must make a distinction.
Yeah. You see, it's good, Bishop Katenda, that you are saying these things with a bit of more clarity, because I wondered that I don't understand if, or I don't know if people like yourself in leadership position, whether it's politicians like Honorable Dienda, or yourself as a spiritual leader, and for particularly you, spiritual leaders, you command so much influence. In my church, the Lutheran Church, inner city, on Sunday, once the service has ended, the pastor goes to the front door, to the exit door of the church, and people are scrambling to shake the hand of this man, because
to greet him.
Because we are inculcated into believing that this is a person just as close to God as an inch. You understand? So whatever he says, whatever you say, as a bishop of a big church in the country like that, people tend to take you very, very serious. That the pastor can never, the bishop can never, ever be wrong. How much responsibility do you attach to your pronouncements?
Yeah, I have received quite a number of calls and warnings and all that. That no, you do not know that you command influence in one. You know, I am not. I don't put myself in those shoes.
Yeah.
I look at myself as a simple clergyman.
Yeah.
And at points a Namibian who is also free as provided for in the Namibian constitution. I can make some mistakes as everybody else, but obviously I try to make sure that whatever I say it with necessary authority, because I know it is true. All the things I have said recently, all of them, they are correct. It doesn't matter whether they were twisted, especially in the case of Eagle FM on two occasions now. They decided to make a vague statement to look like a headline that I said that. That's not exactly what I've said. I said something in those lines, but not what they are saying and portraying it to be. I do not know whether it's a failure on the side of the journalists to make sure that you can be counterproductive to your own work. Myself, I don't care, as long as I know what I have said is correct. Obviously, we try to engage everybody to explain to people, no, I was not saying that. I was trying to say this. That's a misapplication or misquotation. Media might be, your guys, you need to put your houses in order.
We need to up our game.
Yeah.
Well, just before we conclude, then it was, I think, still the said colleagues at Eagle FM who said that, and you seem to have also confirmed this on your Facebook page. This thing of sex three times a week. What were you saying there?
And again, it was very funny that people who are commenting on that, in my observation, are young unmarried people. And here we are not addressing sex in the street. Okay, I say that with conviction. I'm not addressing sex in the street. I'm talking about married people.
Yes.
And the question was, how much sex is too much? That's the frequency now. And I said to this person, there is no universal acceptable norm that if you do it this way, it's too much, or if you do it this number, it's too less. There is no universal. However, there was a study done somewhere, not in Namibia, where couples were asked, Christian couples were asked, how much do you engage in sexual activity in your marriage? Obviously, this was a confidential sort of questionnaire.
Yes.
And the average, the majority of the people said 3 times a week. Some said 1 time a week. Some said 1 time a month. Sometimes some said 5 times a week. Now, Eagle FM decided. Katenda said people must have sex 3 times a week. That is the message that was given. In my sane mind, I can't say that. The correct statement that I will say is that the application of sex and sexuality in marriage must respond to the sexual needs of the couple.
Wonderful.
That's it. Whether there are studies like that of 3 times or whatever, those are researches, it is still, the honor is still on you as a married couple to have your own sexual policy at home.
Indeed.
In terms of how many times, in terms of how, in terms of when.
Exactly.
It is up to the couple. It is your private room. Nobody will come there and ask you questions. What did you do? Were you facing that side, or what is the... It is up to you. I just gave an analysis that some people do it 3 times a week. How? And when we say 3 times, those 3 times means what? It is not indicated. Maybe it means 5 rounds per one night or whatever. Who knows?
Bishop.
So I don't know why Eagle really created this commotion unnecessarily.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you very much.
We ran out of time, but always fun to have you in studio.
Thank you.
Wonderful. That was Bishop Katenda clarifying some of the, contextualizing, as a matter of fact, some of the things that they've been saying lately. Thank you for watching and good night.